This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the HTC T-Mobile myTouch slide. This is available now on T-Mobile. This is a lot like the myTouch 3G that's already available on T-Mobile and has been for quite some time. You can see it's got the same little HTC style chin here, plastic casing. It's available in a selection of colors, volume keys here, power buttons there, 3.5mm stereo jack, camera button here, and your micro USB over here. But what's the difference? Slide out keyboard, hence the name slide. It's a very large keyboard, but unfortunately it's not terribly tactile. You don't have much of a raised keyboard here. So it's not the world's greatest keyboard, but in terms of size, if you have large hands, that part is good. And the key layout is fairly normal here, as you can see. Spacebar on the bottom row right here. The numbers are embedded. Visually it's a little bit strange. Instead of being superimposed in a smaller font or in a different color, you have Q1, W2, E3. But whatever, it's still your standard QWERTY keyboard, and you're going to hit the FN key to enter number keys right here. Another thing that's different is we have the touchpad here instead of the trackball. You can switch back and forth in home screens, use it any place you would navigate with the trackball. Here's the back of the phone, very gloss, very plastic. It does show fingerprints, but it's a not bad looking phone certainly at all. It's your 5-megapixel camera and the LED flash here and the speaker opening. This is running Android OS 2.1 Eclair with HTC software enhancements on top of it. Now this isn't just straight HTC Senso, this is an even deeper kind of customization, and this is geared towards first-time users. When you first turn on the phone, it asks you what kinds of things you like to do. Do you like to social network? Do you like to look at pictures? And it sets up widgets on the screen, which you can change later based on your answers to that. You've got your quick shortcut to the dialer here. There's the dialer. This opens the application drawer. That's pretty standard for all HTC straight Sense phones. You can see here they've customized the icons a little bit, and it looks a bit like a Samsung feature phone to me. They put outlines around each of your applications. But indeed, you've got all your standard Google apps here that you'd expect to see on Android, and a lot of HTC Sense apps and widgets. For example, we have Peep, we have HTC's usual very visually pleasing weather, but this does not appear by default on the home screen. And we've got a variety of customization applications. We've got My Modes on here. You can change your themes. There are several themes to choose from. Friend Stream from HTC also. Cool desk clock app. In a very faintly backlit way because you don't want to have something glaring at you. And then if you wake it up for daytime mode, that's what you see. You've also got shortcuts to your PIM apps here and the internet. And then that button over here takes you to contacts and faves. Here again is the faves widget, your favorite people. There's a weather widget, instead of being embedded in the clock like with regular HTC Sense phones. Your messaging. And that's that for these home screens. The myTouch slide has a 600 MHz ARM11 family processor. As you can see, it's quite quick. It's not like we're dying to have a 1 GHz Snapdragon here, and this is a mid-tier phone, so you don't expect to have the fanciest CPU in here. But again, we're not missing it much. It has 512 megs of RAM and 512 megs of flash ROM, micro SD card slot, 5-megapixel camera on the back that takes pretty good pictures. It's not the fastest to focus, but it takes nice pictures. Also has a GPS that works with Google Maps. And the usual Android WebKit-based web browser. We'll take a look at our own website here. So it loads fairly quickly over T-Mobile's 3G network. And your usual Android browser. And yes, you can pinch and zoom. Excellent. Also on board are Google Maps. There's HTC's custom music player, which is pretty much the same as on all other HTC phones, which is to say it's an improvement certainly over Google's very bare-bones music player. but it's not going to set you on fire either. Got the Amazon MP3 store here as well, and we're going to show you a couple of other custom applications right now. We've also got HTC stocks here, PDF viewer, quick office reviewing files, and an RSS reader. And you have the Genius button, which you can press here or you can press here. These are mechanical buttons, by the way, standard Android buttons, but the search button has been replaced by the Genius button. As you see, this does voice command. You call someone, send a text or email, search the web, or find a business, all by speaking to the phone. myTouch Music, which is a pretty neat music app. This streams music, streaming basically internet radio. Playing top 100s. If you don't like that song, you hit the next button. It comes up with something else. The myTouch slide has good incoming call quality to very good incoming call quality. Volume could be louder. It's adequate if you're in a big box store, as long as it's not full of, say, screaming kids. Outgoing call quality is just okay. It's passable. It's good in terms of volume, but not super duper clear. Call recipients could understand what I was saying, but they did notice some digitization. So that's the myTouch slide on T-Mobile. Again, it's really depends on whether you want the keyboard or not. This is larger and heavier than the straight myTouch 3G. It has to be because it has a slider keyboard, and it is noticeable in the hand. HTC says this weighs 5.8 ounces, and it feels definitely at least 5.8 ounces. But it's attractive looking. It's a nice alternative to the Motorola Click, especially if you're not into the whole Moto Blur experience. This gives you more of a kind of tasteful, understated Android experience, but with some of the usual HTC very good additions. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and visit our website to read their full review.